Hello, welcome. Yes, it's the newspaper review on Top TV, and I'm really glad to have you back on the program. This is where we bring you the headlines from the national and local dailies across Nigeria and have all of the headlines, or most of them, discussed here and analyzed on this program. You're very much welcome. You're on time and in the right place. Today, we'll be taking these headlines, but for you to participate, you need to subscribe into this channel and turning on your notification to always get notified whenever we come online. To participate on other platforms, we're on Facebook as Thav TV, on Instagram it's ThavTV_NG, and on Twitter is at Thav TV. Do well to follow us on any of this platform to always participate whenever we bring you a new episode. For today, let's go straight to taking the headlines from these dailies. You feel free to join us. Okay, we begin with News Direct newspaper for today, the 9th day of February 2022. And the headline, let's start from the top part of that paper. It says, "We are working to resolve service outage, Galaxy backbone." We are working to restore service outage, Galaxy backbone. That's the service company responsible for the NIMC portal that has been down for days now. All right, the big headline here on News Direct says, "Adulterated PMS. Scarcity worsens as NNPC replaces stock in 8 days. Loses 14.5 billion naira on 50,000 MT of spec cargo." As federal government threatens to sanction NNPC importer, isolates adulterated fuel. The whole of that story is on page 23 on the News Direct newspaper. All right, moving on from that news, we take this one too. It says, Oshunguba, re-electing Oyetola not an option, it's necessity. Olo Kuku speaking there. All right, we move on from News Direct newspaper. Next, we'll take on Daily Trust newspaper for today, the 9th day of February 2022. And we start from the headliner there. It says, "Adulterated petrol unsettles motorists. NNPC moves to withdraw 16.5 billion naira worth of fuel. Higher methanol in PMS isolated case. Withdrawn regulatory authority. Marketers halt sales to seek compensation." All of that is coming on the heels of the scarcity of fuel in Lagos and Abuja. And of course, you can see what the federal government is saying about that. Next, we take on other headlines here on the Daily Trust newspaper. It says, Nigeria's data security compromised as NIMC's portal remains comatose. Galaxy backbone contradicts commission's claims. All right, that's the same story from the News Direct newspaper I read to you earlier. And then lastly, I take this one from the top page of the News Daily Trust newspaper. It says, "Fresh row as Kano APC peace move collapses." All right, let's move on to other newspapers. We go straight to the Nigerian Tribune for today, the 7th day of February 2022. And the headliner here says, "ASUU insists on strike, says federal government dribbling us." ASUU insists on strike, says federal government dribbling us. That story on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune. Other headlines here on the Nigerian Tribune says, "Federal government withdraws adulterated PMS from market, says methanol content in product above Nigeria's specification." Right? Up there too, then it says, 2023, any party with northern candidate will lose. Akeredolu. Any party with northern candidate will lose. Akeredolu speaking there. And then lastly, I think this one, it says, "Convention, defunct ACN, CPC, ANPC, battle for soul of APC." All right. All of that story is on the Nigerian Tribune. So do well to pick a copy and read the details of those stories. Next, I'll take on the Daily Sun newspaper. And the headliner here on the Daily Sun newspaper says, "Withdrawal of petrol with methanol, cause of scarcity." Withdrawal of petrol with methanol, cause of scarcity. And then under that, we see NMDPRA explains situation as NNPC increases supply to bridge gap. Crisis to cease today. Um, IPMAN, that is the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, they say the crisis will cease today. Right, moving on. Other headlines here. On the Daily Sun says 2023 presidency, Southeast leaders begin nationwide lobby consultation. Southeast leaders begin nationwide lobby consultations. All right, then we see at the bottom part of that newspaper, it says Southern governors won't support Northern presidential candidate. Akeredolu speaking there, right? And then at the very, very bottom part of that same paper, Daily Sun that is, it says Kanu's family queries federal government over rendition. Okay, we'll move away from the Daily Sun newspaper. Next, we take on the Punch newspaper. And then the Punch newspaper here, we see the headline. It says, adulterated petrol. Federal government may return fuel to suppliers. 100 million liters affected, say marketers. Fuel shortage queues may last till weekend, say marketers. NMPC increased supply to bridge supply gap, recalls polluted fuel. All of that is on page 25 of the Punch newspaper. And then we also take other headlines here. It says APC governors await Buhari, Al-Makara, Musa led in chairmanship race. All right. Reps daily fuel consumption panel begins probe behind closed doors. Okay, so do well to pick up a copy of the Punch newspaper to get the full details of that story. We take on the New Telegraph now. Let's take on the headliner here. It says PDP hierarchy, that's 2023 presidency. PDP hierarchy mounts pressure on Atiku to drop ambition. XVP has fundamental rights to contest. Board of Trustee member Akintoye. Parties governors divided over zoning age criteria. Nigeria at crossroads. Get competent individuals with vision. IBB tells PDP. Our party will get its bearing before 2023. Olafeso speaking there. All right, we take other headlines here from the New Telegraph newspaper. At the bottom page there, it says, delay in high-profile cases, allege budget secrecy. I'll take that again. It says, delay in high-profile cases, allege budget secrecy. Judiciary can't be blamed, CJN tells AGF. All right, that's all the headline we're taking right now. We'll go straight to having our commentators come on board. Let's talk about some of these headlines we've read out this morning. Thank you for staying with us. We'll be right back. All right, I've been joined by Mr. Victor Sioku and Mr. Sonny Gumurai. You're very much welcome. They are my commentators. They've been doing very well every time they come on board. Thank you very much, Mr. Victor and Mr. Sonny. This morning, let's talk about some of the headlines we read out this morning. Tops on most of the newspaper this morning is the bad fuel that was imported into Nigeria, and it's causing a lot of wahala. I've used that word. It's wahala that's discussing. It's in Lagos and it's in Abuja. Those are the worst hit cities, and it has resulted to long queues. And for almost a week now, people have been crying out, and it has caused a lot of damage to cars nationwide. People that have bought this fuel, and the federal government is shouting. They can seek to hold somebody responsible, but they say that some people are responsible and they're coming all out for them. What's your take? Let's start with you, Mr. Victor.
Okay, I like the way the president is going about it, because he has first summoned the head of NMDPRA, that's the regulatory body, that's the Nigerian Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority.
Yeah.
The head of that authority, to comfort and let Nigerians know the real fault of the matter,
Yeah.
so that we can find a way to avoid it the next time. Okay, and also we ask, aside that, what else will the government do? Because people have lost their source of living.
Yeah.
Engines has been damaged.
Yeah.
Businesses has been shut down. So who pays for those damages? So they should try and do something about that.
Yeah. It's a very sad one. You know, people are crying out all over. Even me, my car is beginning to give me some sign. I don't know what's going on. Mr. Sonny, what do you have to say?
Wow. I think this is where we find ourselves as a nation. You know, it's amazing. A country as large as this, we still import fuel, you know, and we have 3 refineries that just lie down there. The previous government privatized it. This one came back and revoked the licenses.
Yeah.
That's the privatization didn't go through the right process. You know, every time one government is accusing the other government of not doing something right, and there's no continuity. That's why we are where we are as a nation. You know, how can we be exporting crude and we now buy refined products? You know, and for me, the whatever regulatory bodies,
yeah.
Someone just needs to lose his job. You know, it means someone is not doing his work. Because if you have tested these products from the testing laboratories, then you find out that something was wrong. It shouldn't have gone into the market in the first place. So it means that someone is not doing his job and someone needs to be sacked.
Yes.
You know, in this country, is I think is man no man. Just like we always say, you know me, I know you. That is why we get away with a lot of things. I'm telling you, you won't see the light of this whole thing. You won't see the final judgment.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be we are summoning people, we are summoning people. It's party business as usual. You see them call these people, but at the end of the day, for an issue like this, it's a national topic, it's a national issue.
Yes,
you won't see somebody go to jail for it. That's Nigeria for you. So for me, it's business as usual. Someone has been paid, you know, because you won't tell me these products were not tested before it was released to the market.
Yeah.
You know, I know someone that his job is to drive taxi, you know, every day. Right now, his car is grounded as a result of this. So just like Mr. Victor said, someone has lost his job as a result of this. So we want to see people get fired or someone pay for this whole action.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I want to also say something here. Okay, I was thinking, what if the Nigerian factor plays a role here? Because, you know, the petrol itself that was imported, what if the price was very cheap for them down there, that they were like, okay, let's just make profit, not minding the consequences.
Now it's backfiring.
Yes. You know, Nigeria, something can play.
But truly, if we are doing our job, if the regulatory body is doing their job, because no product come into the market without going to the laboratory.
Yes.
You understand? So if the boss to say was doing his job, or the department in charge was doing their job, for crying out loud, over 100 million liters or so, they would have known. You understand? So someone somewhere is shortchanging government.
I agree with
you. Understand?
Yeah.
So we need, and it's high time in this country we start exposing thieves. We start exposing
and
them.
Making them pay.
Put their names on the banner. Put their names on papers. Let everybody know that this is the person that. Of course, we all know what is happening. You know, in the system. It's kill and divide. So it's time we start exposing people. If maybe you are in politics, or you are a governor, you've stolen money, EFCC should start publishing these names.
Let's see them go to jail.
Just like what is happening now with the Boko Haram issue. Some people have been accused that they are high-profile people that they are sponsoring this. Yesterday, I heard the EFCC boss was coming on radio and saying, "We are following due process. We don't know these people. Make these hearings.
Why are you still making them feel important when they are causing so much pain to Nigeria?
Make these hearings public.
Yes.
Make it public because it's a public issue. Let people know. You understand? Because I think if we start publicizing all these things, corruption will be minimized in this
people
country.
will have to think twice before they engage in all
So
this illicit
even the
businesses.
authority themselves, they've let the public know that they know the company, the foreign company
Yes.
that did
That
this.
is, and blacklist
Oh yeah,
them.
now let us know the name, no name that they've identified.
Yes.
Let us know the name, no name.
It's really a sad,
It's sad.
one. It's really a sad one, and we keep hoping that the federal government of Nigeria will find a way to change their style of operation. It's not working. Why don't we try something different? Anyway, let's move away from this very annoying, sad situation. All right, let's move away from the fuel crisis, and let's go to ASUU. ASUU is back on the news, and this time around, they are ready to go on an indefinite strike again. And this has been an issue that has been there for as long as, in fact, during my time in the university, that's way back in time, ASUU matter has been there. Different governments have come and gone. These issues are not yet resolved. What do you think is the problem? Let's start with you, Mr. Sun.
ASUU ASUU is Nigeria, is as old as Nigeria itself.
I'm telling you, I agree.
So for me, I think their demands are fair enough. Because for me, I think to an extent, ASUU also have an autonomy on its own. Because they also generate money. They generate money in the sense that, so, concerning the agreements, I think, for me, it's a personal opinion, I think federal government has not kept their own part of the bargain.
Obviously, they haven't.
Because they from day one, they've spoken that they don't want to be on, what's the word again?
Like this.
The regulatory body, the taxing system. They made it vocal that they wanted to create their own platform. You understand? So I think it's something that they would have just looked at holistically. Both parties coming to the table, look at it and see what works. You understand? But up to now, we are not seeing anything coming. So this strike, it might be a long one if government did nothing if they don't do anything about it.
Yeah, Mr. Victor, I come to you. Do you think the timing is right and their demands?
The timing is wrong. The timing is wrong. Wrong from the aspect of nationhood, the umbrella of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Because if this strike starts, they are saying this month, if it starts this month, I don't see the strike ending before 2023 election.
And that's the
because
plan of ASUU.
all attention of the
energy.
government now, the APC government, is to get this presidency sorted out to win back
their
their
position.
position.
Yeah.
So now, when you come to think of it, what are they asking for? 25% of the budget should be allocated to education. My brother, it will not work. To tell ourselves the fact, 25% is a whole lot with the current problem of Nigeria. Recurrent expenditure. How will they pay? Nigeria is in economic shambles right now.
Yeah, they are.
25% will not work.
Yes.
It will not work. Let's tell ourselves the truth.
25% is huge. Is a whole
There's
lot.
a lot of infrastructure decay, electricity, roads, health. My brother. 25% is a lot.
But also to look at it, I think education also needs a lot.
Yeah. It's a very
Because if
integral
you
part
look
of
at our public education, the system is something that you sometimes when you look at it, you even want to weep.
Yeah.
Is a mess.
But I also
in terms
think,
of infrastructure.
Which with the monies we have, Nigeria is going so much. Now, with what we need in this country now is to find a way to up our revenue. Up our revenue, diversify. We need to bring in monies.
Yes.
Before we now start talking about.
But the government has been doing that.
25% to.
And another thing, I think whoever they brought in as the Minister of Education, too, is not doing enough.
Mediating between the government
Yes,
and ASUU.
he's not doing enough in the sense that some of these universities, though what I want to say might not be favorable to them, I just feel that the university system in Nigeria most times is just there to also collect. A lot of them are not doing anything.
Not sure.
they're not generating funds because you say you are University of Agriculture. They're not producing anything. It's just to collect budget. It's the same thing with the government, the state governors. Some states they can't even produce pure water, table water. Some states in Nigeria, you just wait for the states that are generating the funds. They will now bring it. The center will come and collect it and share to you. You pay salary. There's nothing.
What are you bringing to the
What
table?
are you bringing to the table?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Always
So
collecting.
this universities to some extent, like I think some of the state governments, they've swing into action in those areas. They tell the state schools to start generating funds. Bring something on the table, then I bring something on the table. That's why you see that in some of the state universities now, the school fees have gone up. You understand? Because like where I graduated from now, you see that the university now, they've started producing table water, they started producing bread, they started producing books. You know, they are generating a lot of funds. So some of these universities, they are not doing
Faculty
anything.
of Agriculture,
Yes.
nothing to show for.
You can't
not even
produce
common
rice.
maize.
There's no
Cassava, nothing.
pig farm. You understand? You just always want to collect budget, but collect and then this you know. So they should wake up. The minister too should create avenues for these schools to thrive, to do something.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Well, let me ask to both of you, what do you think can be done at this point to forestall or to stop ASUU from going on this strike? What do you think the federal government needs to do to prevent this strike from taking place?
They should stop avoiding them, because I heard they've been calling for meetings. They should stop avoiding them, please. They should come together and think, do a part of the agreement.
Attend to some of the issues on the table.
And not just leave them solo. So they should try and, like they talked about a revitalization of the universities, more like they need more structures and all that. Try and just show some interest and not just leave them behind.
Yeah, Mr. Sonny.
Yes, it's the same light. I think what Mr. Victor is saying is right. They should not shy away from meeting with these people. They are human beings, they are not spirits.
Yeah.
They should come to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Yes, because issues, when people bring demands like this, of the truth, you can't meet all the demands. No, but there's some on that list that they can meet.
And will help
you understand?
To slow down on
the
drive to
let them come and say, okay, this is what we can do. Let us meet at the middle. Because I'm telling you, if this strike kicks off with the way this country is going now, all
right. Moving away from ASUU, lastly, let's talk about 2023 elections. On the news today, on the headlines, we saw where Governor Akedelu is saying that any candidate from the north vying for presidential position won't be supported. Is it right for him to say that?
Why would he make that statement? It's an insult to the Northeast. Because the Northeast, remember, they've not been at the helms of the affair of this country as in being president. None of them. From military regime till now. Northeast, Borno, Bauchi, Adamawa. They've not tested power. And from the look of things, they are the most impoverished
part of the
zone
nation
in the country. In fact, the most impoverished in Africa. Because look at what Boko Haram has done to them.
Yeah.
Child education is near zero there. They are the ones you see on the street. So you shouldn't be making such a statement. Yes, I know Southeast, they have their point, but mind you, Nnamdi Azikiwe was there. Aguiyi for some months. Okay, then when you talk about South, Goodluck Jonathan was also there.
Yes, he was, yes. But now the South is already saying that, okay, this is their time, this is their turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think why this country is a complex place.
It is.
It's really complex because we have ethnic groups, over 500 ethnic groups, dialects, religion, you know. So it's a really complex place to rule. But for me, I'm not in support of saying it's our time, this is my time, zoning. For me, it's rubbish. Let the best person win. Let us bring capable people. If it's the Easterner that will rule in the next, the East that will rule in the next 100 years, and we are bringing intelligent people, we now have constant power supply. We now have pipe-borne water running in our homes. our roads are good and they are all coming from the east, let them continue to rule. So me, I'm not against religion or ethnicity. Let us bring capable hands, intelligent people.
Yeah.
Let's not bring people that didn't go to school, because in this dispensation, a lot of forgery in the documents that we saw in this present regime. But nobody is doing anything. Just like I told you, it will just be we are calling them, we are finding them. Nobody is going to jail. Nobody is firing anybody. You understand? So let the best man win for me.
I agree with you, and that's what our former military administrator, military president IBB, also said. You know, he said that what Nigeria needs now is somebody, a competent hand that will change the tide of Nigeria, because we are at a crossroad, and that's what we need now. We shouldn't be very sentimental about as to where the person is coming from, or his tribe, or the northeast, southeast. It doesn't really matter at this point. What I feel Nigerians electorates should be thinking of is somebody that can change the tide of this nation right now. We're at the brink. We are at the point where a little thing will just drown forever. And we don't need that. We don't need that.
But please, we should also take into consideration that anybody that is ruling this country should not be somebody with just WAEC certificate.
Yes.
The reps, they've passed the second reading to adjust that, in the sense that if it's a law that you need to get NYSC before some certain jobs, government civil service jobs. Why would the president of Nigeria not have NYSC to contest for presidency, and you don't just say only WAEC? You see?
And they're only just
realizing that. But you should also know that these people now sitting there as senators, as majority are past governors. Hey. You will see somebody contesting for governorship, immediately he wins, he's making way to go to Senate. So they are recycling themselves. And you find out very well, the laws they are making to suit themselves. They are not making laws for you. You see the kind of clauses they even put in the law are clauses that is favorable to them. While even sitting, they put clauses that you can't even try them. You know. So what are we saying? So we need somebody that is going to overhaul the whole system. Somebody that has the doggedness, that have the power. A president that can come and put his foot on the ground and said, this is how democracy is supposed to be. This is how we are supposed to run democracy. You understand? That's the person that have the sheer will. It's not what we are seeing now. And in terms of the qualification, my dear, you cannot have somebody that is a WAEC holder. He's president. The vice is a professor. Then there's problem with the head. You understand? So so these are the things we are talking about.
Well, that's all we'll be taking today. Thank you very much, Mr. Victor and Mr. Sunny. And to our viewers, we thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to follow us on our social media handle. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and here on YouTube. Here on YouTube, click on the subscribe button and turn on the notifications to always get notified whenever we come online. Till we meet you next time, my name remains Williams Abule. Thank you for staying with us.